The Kuril Islands dispute has taken a dangerous new turn. Russia's Pacific Fleet has launched missile drills near the disputed South Kuril Islands, simulating an attack on a group of enemy ships more than 300 kilometers away. The exercise involved the Varyag guided missile cruiser, the Omsk nuclear-powered submarine, and the Bastion coastal defense system. The military show of force comes just days after Vladimir Putin's visit to Iturup, the largest of the 4 islands at the center of the dispute. Japan calls them the Northern Territories. Russia considers them part of the Kuril Islands. Tokyo has now protested the latest Russian military activity, warning that strengthening military power on the islands is unacceptable.
The Northern Territories are an inherent part of Japan's territory, both historically and under international law. This latest visit to Iturup Island, Iturup for Russia, by the incumbent Russian president is incompatible with Japan's consistent position regarding the Northern Territories. It also hurts the feelings of the Japanese people and is absolutely unacceptable.
Moscow, however, is showing no sign of backing down. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has hit back at Japan after Tokyo protested Putin's visit. Lavrov accused Japan of making unacceptable claims over Russian territory.
Our Japanese colleagues, neighbors, have of course crossed the bounds of decency in their perfectly unacceptable statements that the President of the Russian Federation cannot visit any part of the territory of the Russian Federation.
And now China has entered the confrontation, with a message that appears carefully aimed at Japan. Speaking after talks with Indonesia, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi warned against attempts to challenge the outcome of World War II and reverse what he called the course of history.
We will jointly oppose unilateral bullying and power politics. We must also remain vigilant against attempts in the region to challenge the outcomes of victory in World War II and turn back the wheel of history.
China did not name Japan, but the timing is striking. The Kuril dispute is rooted in the final days of World War II, when the Soviet Union seized the islands from Japan. Tokyo continues to claim the 4 southern islands, while Moscow maintains they are Russian territory. Beijing's warning about protecting the post-war order therefore lands directly in the middle of the latest Russia-Japan confrontation. There is another layer to China's message. Beijing and Jakarta also agreed to oppose what Wang called unilateral bullying and power politics, language China has repeatedly used to criticize the United States and the Western-led international order. At the same time, Japan is strengthening its own security partnerships, warning about China's military buildup and closer cooperation between China, Russia, and North Korea.
As Japan faces its most severe and complex security environment since the end of World War II, cooperation among Japan, the United States, and South Korea is indispensable for regional peace and stability.
So the Kuril Islands are becoming more than a territorial dispute. Russia is putting missiles and military hardware around islands claimed by Japan. Lavrov is accusing Tokyo of crossing the bounds of decency. China is warning against attempts to challenge the post-World War II order while taking aim at unilateral power politics. And Japan is tightening its security links with the United States, South Korea, and Australia. A fight over 4 islands is now colliding with a much bigger struggle over history military power, and the future security order in the Indo-Pacific.